One second. Yeah. Yamaraj once asked Maharaj Yudhishthir, "What is the most wonderful thing within this world?" Maharaj Yudhishthira replied, Mahabharat Vanaparva 313.116. Ahaniyahyani bhutani gacchahantiha yamalayam sheshasthavaramicchanti kimashrayam atah param. Hundreds and thousands of living entities meet death at every moment, but a foolish living being nonetheless thinks himself deathless and does not prepare for death. This is the most wonderful thing in this world. Everyone has to die because everyone is fully under the control of material nature, yet everyone thinks that he is independent, that whatever he likes he can do, that he will never meet death, live forever, and so on. So called scientists are making various plans by which living entities in the future can live forever. But while they are thus pursuing such scientific knowledge, Yamraj, in due course of time, will take them away from their business of so-called research.
So you see, this is the answer, because the living entity is always seeing his father is dying, mother is dying, children are dying, but he's thinking that he will never die. You understand?
Yes, sir.
So they pity others who die, they think, oh, too bad for him, correct?
Mm.
But they don't know that they are next in line, no? Yeah?
Yes.
So this is the unfortunate thing, this is considered like animal conscious.
Mm.
That the goat will be eating the grass, and the other goat, while the other goat is been killed, no?
Yeah.
And he's thinking that, no, I am not going to die, You
Mm.
follow?
Yes, Prabhu.
So this is the rightly explained by Yudhishthira, no? Everybody will see everybody dying, but they think that I am not going to die, Hmm?
Yes, Prabhu.
You go to the fourth floor, huh? You go to the fourth floor. So you see, this is the most, he said here, Kim Ashcharyam Yataha Param. Ashcharyam means, right? Most
Yes. Surprising.
amazing,
Yes, Prabhu.
Ah. So, very amazing thing. They can see everyone dying, but you'll think that, no, I am not going to die. Right?
Yes, Prabhu.
Because everyone is, thinking that I'm going to live forever.
Mm.
In fact, they don't think about this at all. When you talk to them about death, they don't want to hear,
Yeah.
You understand?
Yes.
It is very frightening for them. They don't want to talk about it.
Yes, Prabhu.
You understand this point?
Yes, Prabhu.
So because they are very much, it's a very unpleasant subject in which they don't want to, they don't have an answer for that. So they dread talking about it. It's also explained here. That is
Prabhu, sorry to interrupt you, Prabhu. May I request you to kindly set the mic volume, Prabhu? It's coming very low.
volume is low. Is it now okay?
Yes, Prabhu.
Is it okay now?
Yes, Prabhu.
Very
Yes.
well requested.
All right, so we got it.
I think you need to click on the red button there. Click on the red cross there. Yeah.
Okay, got it now. So the mic is okay now?
Yes, Prabhu.
Hello.
Yes, Prabhu. Okay, Prabhu.
So death is not at all pleasing, and since everyone is exactly like condemned men been led to the place of execution, what possible happiness can people derive from material objects or the gratification they provide? Actually, to tell you honestly, unless you come and meet a pure devotee, yeah, nobody, would know anything about this birth, death, old age, and disease. Yeah,
Yes, Prabhu.
is it not?
Yes.
Huh? So this thing about this birth and death, it can only be highlighted unless you meet a pure devotee of Krishna. Because nobody knows what are the real problems of birth, death, old age, and disease. Yes?
Yes, Prabhu.
Because they are living like an animal.
Hmm.
So when you live like an animal, uh, so you cannot understand these things, you see. Hmm? See here, due to ignorance, the materialistic person does not know anything about his real self interest, the auspicious path in life. He is simply bound to material enjoyment by lusty desires, and all his plans are made for this purpose. For temporary sense gratification, such a person creates a society of envy, and due to this mentality, he plunges in the ocean of suffering. Such a foolish person does not even know about this. Huh?
Yes, Prabhu.
So this subject is not something that everybody will understand, no? Yes?
Correct, Prabhu.
In the Gita, Krishna is also speaking. See the word Vimuda, a fool, Nanu Pasyanti, he cannot see. See? The foolish cannot understand how a living entity can quit his body. That? Nor can they understand what sort of body is going he enjoys under the spell of the modes of nature. But one whose eyes is trained in knowledge can see all this, you see?
Yes, Prabhu.
Ah. So it is not something cheap, to know that you will die and quit the body and you will go somewhere. And of course, the Hindus, they know something, love, but I don't think they understand how to put all this thing together. For that, as you say, but one whose eyes are trained in knowledge can see all this. So the training is very important. The training is very important, no?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes?
Yes, Prabhu.
How do you get trained? Huh? How do you get this knowledge? How you get all this knowledge?
Under the guidance of the devotees.
Yes, Krishna say you can only get this knowledge from a self-realized soul, no?
Yes.
Yes? Correct.
Yes, Prabhu.
So if those persons don't have a bona fide guru, how they will get this realization? Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service to him. The self-realized soul can impart knowledge unto you because he has seen the truth. See? So we have to go to a guru to understand his birth, death, old age, disease, the miseries of this material world. Otherwise, you cannot. You go to school, do they talk about this thing? Huh?
No.
They only talk about how to what live forever, huh?
Mm.
Which is a myth. You cannot live forever. Hmm? Correct? Or
Yes.
they will go to a funeral and then they say life is short. No, this is what is life all about. No, I think we are just trying to enjoy. And you see, this is the end result. You come naked, you go naked. Like that they will talk. This is called cemetery realization. Moment they go home, they forget everything again.
Mm.
Yes.
Okay.
Hmm. So therefore, we should become intelligent. That's why this death. Huh? Is the most important thing we should prepare for. Yes?
Okay.
Even if people know how to achieve happiness and avoid unhappiness, they still do not know the process by which death will not be able to exert its power over them. They don't know. Yes?
Yes.
Hmm. Only people who can escape death are those who are favored by Krishna. I think I spoke on this subject in my last class in the
Yes.
temple.
Yes.
It was quite a lengthy subject. I think I covered A to Z on that, no?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes or no? In fact, this verse is very important. See how knowledge is so essential. You see, this knowledge is so important. Materialists are generally very attached to their present bodily comfort and to the bodily comfort they expect in the future. Therefore, they are always absorbed in thoughts of their wives, children, and wealth, and are afraid of giving up their bodies, which are full of stool and urine. And this is this one. See, if a person engaged in Krishna consciousness, however, is also afraid of giving up his body, what is the use of his having labor to study the Shastras? It was simply a waste of time. See this point?
Yes, Prabhu.
Hmm? So the idea of spiritual life is to mean to get strength, to escape this cycle. You want to read?
Yes, Prabhu. At the time of death, a materialist thinks of his wife and children. He is absorbed in thinking of how they will live and who will take care of them after he leaves. Consequently, he is never prepared to give up his body. Rather, he wants to continue to live in his body to serve his society, family, friends, and so on. Therefore, by practicing the mystic yoga system, one must become detached from bodily relationships. If, despite of practicing bhakti yoga and studying all Vedic literature, one is afraid of giving up his bad body, which is which is the cause of all his suffering, which is the what is the use of his attempts to advance in spiritual life? The secret of success in practicing yoga is to become free from bodily attachments. Sri Narottam Das Thakur says, Deha smriti na hi yara, samsara bandhana kaha tara. One whose practice has freed him from the anxieties of bodily needs is no longer in conditional life. Such a person is freed from conditional bondage. A person in Krishna consciousness must fully discharge his devotional duties without material attachment. Then his liberation is guaranteed.
See that?
Yes, Prabhu.
Hmm. So devotee is singled out because he understands, what is this death, what is this birth. In fact, the devotee, because you see they are holding the lotus feet of Krishna, they become fearless, no? That's why the other name for devotee is Akuta Baya, you know?
Yes, Prabhu.
Devotees are called Akuta Baya, you know? No, this is not the verse. I think it's 35. Yeah, you see this? Can you read?
Mm.
Or
Sages,
anyone else want to read?
anybody else want to volunteer reading? Prabhu's Mataji's.
Nobody want to volunteer.
Yes, Prabhu, can I?
Yes,
Hare.
Mataji.
Sages free from false pride live on this earth by frequenting the sacred pilgrimage sites and those places where the Supreme Lord displayed his pastimes. Because such devotees keep any disturbance. Prabhu?
Yeah, Mataji. Bell sound is there.
Yeah, I will tell them. Okay.
Okay.
Sages free from false pride live on this earth by frequenting the sacred pilgrimage sites and those places where the Supreme Lord displayed his pastimes. Because such devotees keep your lotus feet within their hearts, the water that washes their feet destroys all sins. Anyone who even once turns his mind toward you, the ever blissful soul of all existence, no longer dedicates himself to serving family life at home, which simply robs a man of his good qualities.
I think it's not this verse. It's 27. Give me a minute. Right. Can you read this?
The devotees who worship you as the shelter of all beings disregard death and place their feet on his head. But with the words of the Vedas, you bind the non-devotees like animals, though they be vastly learned scholars. It is your affectionate devotees who can purify themselves and others, not those who are inimical to you.
So you see the point here, the devotees who worship you as a shelter of all beings, disregard death and place your feet on his head, you know. And this has been shown by the example of Durva Maharaj, correct? When death came, he climbed over the head of death and then he went on to the transcendental Vimanam, yes? Hmm? Yes or not?
Yeah.
So you see how devotees, because they are taking shelter of Krishna, so they become fearless, you know. That's why another name for the devotee is Akuta Baya, you know. They are fearless. Carry on reading.
No one in this material world has become free from the four principles of birth, death, old age, and disease, even by fleeing to various planets. But now that you have appeared, my lord, death is fleeing in fear of you, and the living entities, having obtained shelter at your lotus feet by your mercy, are sleeping in full mental peace.
See? Yes.
Yeah, yes.
Somebody is playing some music, huh?
Oh, here maybe.
Who's that?
Now okay?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay.
You want to read on?
Yeah. When Dhruva Maharaja was attempting to get on the transcendental plane, he saw death personified approach him. Not caring for death, however, he took advantage of the opportunity to put his feet on the head of death, and thus he got up on the airplane, which was as big as a house. Oh, like a house. To take the passing away of a devotee and the passing away of a non-devotee as one and the same is completely misleading. As one and the same is completely misleading. While ascending the transcendental airplane, Dhruva Maharaja suddenly saw death personified before him, but he was not afraid. Instead of death giving him trouble, Dhruva Maharaja took advantage of death's presence and put his feet on the head of death. People with poor fund of knowledge do not know the difference between the death of a devotee and the death of a non-devotee. In this connection, an example can be given. A cat carries its kittens in its mouth and it also catches a rat in its mouth. Superficially, the catching of the rat and the kitten appear to be one and the same, but actually they are not. When the cat catches the rat in its mouth, it means death for that rat. Whereas when the cat catches the kitten enjoys it. When Dhruva Maharaja boarded the airplane, he took advantage of the arrival of death personified, who came to offer him obeisances. Putting his feet on the head of death, he got up on the unique airplane, which is described here to be as big as a house, Graham. There are many other similar instances in Bhagavada literature. It is stated that when Kardama Muni created an airplane to carry his wife Devahuti all over the universe, the airplane was like a big city carrying many houses, lakes, and gardens. Modern scientists have manufactured big airplanes, but they are packed with passengers who experience all sorts of discomforts while riding in them. Scientists are not even perfect in manufacturing a material airplane. In order to compare to the plane used by Kardama or the plane sent from Vishnu Loka, they must manufacture an airplane equipped like a big city with all the comforts of life, lakes, gardens, parks, etc. Their plane must be able to fly in outer space and hover and visit all other planets. If they invent such a plane, they will not have to make different space stations for fuel to travel into outer space. Such a plane would have an unlimited supply of fuel, like the plane from Vishnu Loga would fly without it.
So you can see here the important point here is that how the death of a devotee and the death of a non-devotee. Devotee dying is compared to like the cat carrying the kitten, and
Yeah.
the dying of the Non-devotee, it is like the cat carrying the rat, it's terrified. So the person who is frightened is passing stool and urine, because he's seeing the Yamadutas coming to take him.
Yes.
So that is also dying, but here also is dying. But here there's a big plane as big as a house came to take him back. Hmm. And the non-devotees, they are dying. Ajamil, he was so frightened when he saw the Yamudutas coming to take him away.
Yes.
So there's two kinds of dying. So people who are intelligent, they will take shelter of Krishna.
Yes.
Only Krishna can help. If you don't take Krishna's help, then it is not possible, no? Thus the devotee who worships me, the all-pervading Lord of the universe, in unflinching devotional service, gives up all aspiration to be promoted to the heavenly planet or to become happy in this world with wealth, children, cattle, or home, or anything in relationship with the body. I take him to the other side of birth and death. You see here? But if you don't take shelter of the Lord, then there's no way you can escape the cycle of birth and death. The terrible fear of birth and death can never be forsaken by anyone who resorts to any shelter other than myself. For I am the Almighty Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the original source of all creation, also the Supreme Soul of all souls. So the terrible fear of birth and death can never be forsaken by anyone who resorts to any other shelter than myself. In other words, if you want to come out of this cycle, then only one person can help. So in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna, for one who has taken shelter of me, I am the swift deliverer from the cycle of birth and death. Right? But those who worship me, giving up all activities on me and being devoted to me without deviation, engage in devotional service, always meditating upon me, having fixed their mind upon me, O son of Prita, for them I am the swift deliverer from the ocean of birth and death. So if you remember Krishna, then very swiftly Krishna will deliver us. This is also there. But if you don't, you say you don't want to do that, then you have to carry on in the cycle of birth and death. Ashadadana purusha dharmasyasya parantapa aprapya mam nirvartante mrityu samsara vatmani. Those who are not faithful in devotional service cannot attain me, O conqueror of enemies. Therefore they return to the path of birth and death in this material world. See the difference? Krishna is explaining how to escape this cycle of birth and death. Correct? Yes?
Yes, Prabhu.
So, Also he says in this famous verse, if you know my appearance and activities, then you don't come back again. Prabhupada always quote this verse, Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo veti tattvataha taktva deham punarjanma nai demameti sorjuna. One who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activity does not, upon leaving the body, take his birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode, O Arjuna. See that? So that is the real problem that every living entity is facing. So that's why there's a way of also understanding this. It's explained here how a person must understand this. Krishna is explaining to Uddhava. He's saying, so here you can see here how you understand this. By the death of one's father or grandfather, one can surmise one's own death. And by the birth of one's son, he can understand the conditions of one's own birth. A person who thus realistically understands the creation and destruction of material body is no longer subject to these dualities. Yeah? Do you understand?
Yes, Prabhu.
One who observes the birth of a tree from its seed and ultimate death of the tree from maturity certainly remains a distinct observer separate from the tree. In the same way, the witness of the birth and death of the material body remains separate from it. See, he understands.
Yes, Prabhu.
Right. So you must see how by looking at observing, there's my grandfather is dying, my father is dying, right? And then you can see they are child taking birth, So we must realize that we are also going to die and we are also taken birth like this.
Yes, Prabhu.
So because many people living with this idea that they are not going to die, they are not going to take birth, they are always going to live forever. Yes.
Yes, Prabhu.
So intelligent person, that's why it says the one who is intelligent, he is not bewildered. Only the fool is bewildered. He doesn't know. Many people think that they don't believe in reincarnation, they believe you die and then you go back to God, Correct?
Yeah, Prabhu. They say rest in peace.
Huh?
They say rest in peace.
Yeah, what?
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. How do you know, boy? Huh? How do you know you're going to rest in peace?
Yeah.
Just because someone said, he died peacefully. Is it?
Yes, sir. That's not the same.
Huh? That is not peaceful at all, you know. Correct?
Yes, sir.
I think I showed this verse many times, no?
Yeah.
Hmm? This Muni is speaking. O elevated demigod, at the time of that severe, unbearable pain takes away the consciousness of all living entities who have accepted material body. Don't you know about this pain? Does it mean that death is peaceful?
No, bro. Painful.
Yeah. Only person who is free from this death is now we read, no? Durva Maharaj, you see. Yeah. When death came, he stepped on the head and he went. But you have to become a Durva Maharaj, you know. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Mm. That's why we have to learn how to surrender to Krishna, you know. Then we can escape. If we don't surrender to Krishna, then it's going to be a very difficult story, you know. Hmm? Living entity, living beings who entangle in this complicated mesh of birth and death can be freed immediately by even unconsciously chanting the holy name of Krishna, which is feared by fear personified. In other words, the moment you chant Krishna's name, especially at the time of death, then firstly you will not have fear. And of course, if you chant at the time of death, then you go back to the spiritual world. Hmm? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yep. Right?
Yes.
Terrified. Someone want to read?
Anyone want to volunteer, please?
Hmm?
Yes,
No.
mother.
Terrified, about to die, a man collapses on his bed. Although his voice is faltering and he is hardly conscious of what he is saying, if he utters the holy name of the Supreme Lord, he can be freed from the reaction of his fruity work and achieve the supreme destination. But still, people in the age of Kali will not worship the Supreme Lord.
Hmm? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, bro.
So this is the biggest solution. If you just chant, can be freed, you know, and achieve the supreme destination, but they will not do so. Yes.
Yes, bro.
Hmm? So you see how the name of the Lord is so powerful, no? Therefore, O King, endeavor with all your might to fix the Supreme Lord Kesava within your heart. Maintain this concentration upon the Lord, and at the time of death you will certainly attain the supreme destination. Hmm? How simple it is made, you know, you simply have to chant. Correct?
Yes.
Yes, bro.
Still they will not do. Huh? Hey. My dear King, the personality of God is the ultimate controller, is the supreme soul and the supreme shelter of all beings. When meditated upon those who are about to die, he reveals to them their own eternal spiritual identity. See? Especially when we are going to die, if we remember or chant his name, then he will reveal. Huh? Yes?
Yes, bro.
So to die, yes, but how to die, that we have to learn. That's the purpose of human life, no?
Yes, bro.
Our purpose is not to find, become big engineer or lawyer or whatever nonsense, Our real job is to find the path in how to escape the cycle of birth and death. That's the real purpose of human life, Yes?
Yes, bro.
Correct? Yes or not?
Yes, bro.
What is the purpose of this human life? Therefore it is explained,
Stop, but
especially now that we got human life, Yes,
Yes, bro.
it says here in this verse, before death comes, we must, what is this? Laptua. What is that? Huh?
11:20:15, Prabhu.
Yeah, 11:9:29. You see here, 11:9:29. There's this verse. Laptva sudurlabam idam bahu sambante Nusyanam artadam. See this verse? The human life is artadam, full of value. Anityam apiha dhira. Purnam yateta napatet anumrti yavan. Nislayasriya Vishayakala Sarvatasyat. You see this? After many birth and death, one achieves the rare human form of life, which although temporary affords one opportunity to attain the highest perfection. The human birth affords us to attain the highest perfection. So, sober human being should quickly endeavor for the ultimate perfection of life. As long as his body, which is always subject to death, has not fallen down and died. You see? So we should try to endeavor. After all, sense gratification is available in the most abominable species of life, whereas Krishna consciousness is possible only for human beings. Yes?
Yes, bro.
So if we don't try to use this human body before death comes, if we don't open our mouth and chant, then we are actually killing ourselves, Nirvirtatasya upagiyamanad. Bhava ausada, this one, bhava means birth and death. Ausada means medicine. Bhava Ausada is a medicine. What is the medicine? Mostly medicines are very bitter. But this medicine is Mano Abhirama. It is very pleasurable medicine. What is that medicine? Ka Uttama Sloka Gunanuvada. The medicine is to glorify Uttama Sloka. So who will not do it? Everyone can do, except the one who is killing himself or killing animal eaters. Okay? Glorification of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is performed in the Parampara system, that it is conveyed from student master to disciple. Such glorification is relished by those no longer interested in the false temporary glorification of this human manifestation. Description of the Lord are the right medicine. You see this here, the right medicine. Description of the Lord is the right medicine for the conditioned soul undergoing repeated birth and death. Therefore, who will cease hearing such glorification of the Lord except a butcher, one who is killing his own self? Yes?
Yes, Prabhu.
I have spoken for 1 hour on this subject. Death. Yes?
Yes, Prabhu.
Is it clear, your question?
Yes, Prabhu. Clear, Prabhu. Clear, Prabhu.
Any other question?
Hare Krishna. If you have any questions, please unmute yourself and ask.
Nobody is asking, huh?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to you, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, there is no night in Golok Vrindavan because Krishna's light is always there.
You want to read this?
Yes, Prabhuji. That supreme abode of mine is not illumined by the sun or moon, nor by fire or electricity. Those who reach it never return to this material world.
So it's not illumined by any sun or moon or even fire. Or
Yes.
So how is it so bright? How?
It's because of Krishna's light. O my Lord, sustainer of all that lives, your real face is covered by your dazzling effulgence. Kindly remove that covering and exhibit yourself to your pure devotee.
So that means the Lord is exhibiting so much of light, no?
Yes. Yes, Prabhuji.
So why he needs any kind of a sun or a moon?
So if there is no night there, then how the pastimes happens there, Prabhuji, like night pastimes or like Yashodama asking them to return from after tending the cows at evening. So these all things, how it happens there in Golok Vrindavan.
Listen, the place is very bright owing to the Lord's effulgence, no?
Yes.
And so, in order to do his pastime, the Lord will make by Yoga Maya's arrangement some darkness, something, you follow?
Yeah. So that is not real darkness.
No, the Lord, is transcendental, understand?
Yes.
It is not conditioned by any time there in the spiritual world. There's no time. But the Lord makes some arrangement for his pastime to carry on eternally. Right?
Yes.
The Ras Leela was performed at night, no?
Yes.
So how does the Lord do it? See, for him, everything is, inconceivable. You understand?
Yes, Prabhuji, understanding.
So this is how the Lord, that's why the word is used for him. All his activities are inconceivable, no? Yes?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Where is it stated his activities are inconceivable? Huh? So here you can see Kavim Puranam Anusasitaram Anu Aniyamsam Anusmarajyaha Sarvashadataram, this word here, Achintya Rupam. Achintya means inconceivable. Aditya Varnam Tamashat Parastat. So that
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes.
inconceivably is inconceivable. You cannot try to understand him, You're right?
Yes, Prabhuji. One should meditate upon the Supreme Person as the one who knows everything, as he who is the oldest, who is the controller, who is smaller than the smallest, who is the maintainer of everything, who is inconceivable beyond all material conception, and who is always a person. He is luminous like the sun, and he is transcendental beyond this material nature.
So you cannot understand him. It's not possible. It's beyond. Even Brahma says, no? One says that he knows, as far as I'm concerned, I don't know. Right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
What Brahma is saying. You can see here. So here, Lord Brahma is offering his prayers, So give me a minute. So Lord Brahma is saying in his prayers to Krishna, there are people who say, I know everything about Krishna. Let them think that way. As far as I'm concerned, I do not wish to speak very much about this matter. O my Lord, let me say this much. As far as your opulence are concerned, they are all beyond the reach of my mind, body, and words. See that?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So you cannot understand Krishna, it's possible. That's why unless he reveals himself, there's no way we can figure out, right?
Yes.
That's why it's foolish, to think you can say. That's why Krishna say in the Bhagavad Gita also, no? Right? Me no one knows, no? You know, right? Where's this verse? Right here. Me, no one knows. Where's that? Yeah. Oh Arjuna, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, I know everything that has happened in the past, all that is happening in the present, all things that are yet to come. I also know all living entities, but me, no one knows. Yes?
Yes, yes, Prabhuji.
Cannot know Krishna, is not possible. Unless he reveals himself, there's no way, Correct?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Any other questions?
Yes, Prabhu, I have a question in the chat.
What is it? You have a question in the chat. Self-realized souls who have exactly identified themselves with the interest of the Supreme Lord can generally leave the material body during the time of the fire god effulgence and when the sun is in the northern horizon, and thus they achieve the transcendental sky. What is the time mentioned here? Well, any time. Any time they can go. Why they have? Because just like Bhishma, he wanted to die when the sun went on the northern course. In the Bhagavad Gita, it says those sages who die during the northern course, during the the effulgence, during the bright time, they all go back. That's the whole thing, isn't it? Chapter 8 of the Bhagavad Gita, correct? How they leave the body is explained there. Yes?
Yes, Prabhu.
How to die. So here the Lord is explaining how to pass away. O best of the Bharatas, I shall now explain to you the different times at which passing away from this world the yogi does or does not come back. Those who know the Supreme Brahman attain the Supreme by passing away from this world during the influence of the fiery god in the light and auspicious moment of the day during the fortnight of the waxing moon or during the 6 months when the sun travels in the north. So you see, if anyone pass away at this time, they don't come back. The mystic who pass away from this world during the smoke, the night, the fortnight of the waning moon, or the 6 months when the sun passes to the south, reaches the moon planet, but again comes back. Because he goes to a higher place, the moon, but it's not permanent, right? According to Vedic opinion, there are two ways of passing from this world, one in light and one in darkness. When one passes in light, he does not come back, but when one passes in darkness, he returns. Hello? Although the devotees know these two paths, Arjuna, they are never bewildered, therefore be always fixed in devotion. But a devotee, it doesn't matter, it's a lifetime dying or nighttime dying, it doesn't matter for a devotee, because a devotee is always thinking of Krishna, he goes back. Understand?
Okay. Yes.
See? A person who accepts the path of devotional service is not bereft of the result that derived from studying the Vedas, performing sacrifice, undergoing austerities, giving charity, or pursuing philosophic and fruitive activities. Simply by performing devotional service. He obtains all this, and at the end he reaches the supreme eternal abode. So a devotee is not, light or night or dark or what, because he's thinking of Krishna, he goes back.
Okay.
You understand?
Oh, yes, Prabhu.
So is that clear, that question? Hare Krishna, please accept my chant. Does chanting 16 round means offenseless, means your mind will not go into Maya for the whole day, or is it like that? It will go, but we'll have the strength to control it. So when you chant, the mind, of course, when you chant, your mind is getting purified, but the mind will still wander, as Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita also. It says here, Bhagavad Gita, Yato yato nishchaleti manaha chanchalamastiriyam tatas tato niyam aitad atmani eva vasam nyayat. From wherever the mind wanders due to its flickering and unsteady nature, one must certainly draw it and bring it back under the control of the self. So the mind's wandering thing is there. It is not that, you start chanting Hare Krishna and immediately you become perfect. No, that's not a fact. So there's a nature of the mind to always go here and go there, no? So you have to learn how to draw the mind back. Can see here more explanation. Whenever the mind being concentrated on the spiritual platform is suddenly deviated from its spiritual position, one should carefully bring it under the control of the self by following the prescribed means. One should never lose sight of the actual goal of mental activities, but rather conquering the life air and senses and utilizing intelligence strengthened by the mode of goodness. One should bring the mind under the control of the self. So here you see, you have to do this, you have to utilize your intelligence to bring to first to the mode of goodness, and from goodness, then you must go to the transcendental position by chanting Hare Krishna. Right? He's giving further idea how to do that. An expert horseman desiring to tame a headstrong horse first let the horse have his way for a moment, and then pulling the reins gradually place the horse on the desired path. Similarly, the supreme yoga process that by which one carefully observes the movements and desires of the mind and gradually brings them under full control. See? Until one's mind is fixed in spiritual satisfaction, one should analytically study the temporary nature of all material objects, whether cosmic, earthly, or atomic. One should constantly observe the process of creation through the natural progressive function and the process of annihilation through the regressive function. When a person is disgusted with the temporary illusory nature of this world and is thus detached from it, his mind, guided by the instruction of the spiritual master, considers again and again the nature of this world and eventually gives up the false identification with matter. See, is it guided? You have to be guided by a spiritual master. Otherwise, the mind is difficult to control. Yes. That's why it is explained that one should learn how to have a spiritual master and become a devotee. Without becoming a devotee, it is very difficult to control the mind. No? Unless you engage the mind in devotional service, it's very difficult, no? Uh, through the various disciplinary regulation and purificatory procedures of the yoga system, through logic and spiritual education, or to worship and adoration of me, one should constantly engage his mind in remembering the personality of Godhead, the goal of yoga. No other means should be employed for this purpose. So if you chant Hare Krishna, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, very quickly you can control your mind. The chanting is very important. Never mind, it is drifting away. Every mind will drift. So you keep chanting more, easy to capture the mind. Yes. Simply by chanting the holy name of Krishna, one can obtain freedom from material existence. Indeed, simply by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, one will be able to see the lotus feet of the Lord. Yes. So initially it is, of course, the mind will go here and there. But by gradually practicing process, then the mind will get attached to the lotus feet of the Lord. Yes. In this age of Kali, there is no religious principle other than chanting of the holy name, which is the essence of all Vedic hymns. This is the purport of all scriptures. So the chanting is the only way to tame this mind. This is another verse, Hare Nam, Hare Nam. There's no other way, Kali Yuga. So, who is asking that question? Is it clear? Hello?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, yes.
Huh?
Yes, Prabhu.
If you chant in the association of devotees, then it becomes more easy,
Yes,
Huh?
Prabhu.
If you are all alone, then I recommend you to play Prabhupada's chanting and you chant along with him.
Yes, Prabhu, I do.
Then of course the mind will wander. When you're not chanting, the the mind will always go here and there, correct?
Yes.
You should learn how to bring the mind back, no?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Prabhu.
So we pass away unconscious stage, what birth we were going to take in next life? I think I explained last Sunday that if you die in the mode of ignorance, which is in deep sleep,
Yeah, Prabhu. Actually, last Sunday we was discuss about this. But I mean, is it considered unconsciousness stage? Is it sleeping also is considered unconsciousness stage?
Deep stage means it's unconscious, When you sleep, are you conscious?
But in the sleep, still we'll get the dreams, all these things. But it's unconsciousness is nothing. Don't know what happening in our mind.
There's
Yeah.
3 stages. There is the wakefulness stage, there's dreaming stage, and then there's deep sleep stage.
Okay.
Yeah. When you go to deep sleep, you're in the mode of ignorance. You don't know
Yeah. Yeah. Last Sunday we saw that was.
So if you die in ignorance, where you go? Huh?
Demigods.
Where you go if you die in ignorance? So, but a devotee is not in this category. A devotee is always, because he's chanting,
Oh.
Krishna will help him.
Ah.
Understand that?
Yes, bro.
The normal people, they die in unconscious state, they become what? Huh? Why did I show you that day? You remember the verse? Hmm?
Bhagavad Gita.
So I should Bhagavad Gita. Hello?
Ah, bro.
20, Prabhu, 11, 25, 20.
It should be understood that alert wakefulness comes from the mode of goodness, sleep with dreaming from the mode of passion, and deep dreamless sleep from the mode of ignorance. The fourth stage of consciousness pervades these three and is transcendental. Understand?
Yeah, bro.
So, learned person addicted to Vedic culture, elevated by the mode of goodness to higher and higher position. The mode of ignorance, on the other hand, force one to fall headfirst into lower and lower births. And the mode of passion, one continues transmigrating through human bodies. So a devotee who is chanting, he is not in this category all. You understand?
Yes, bro.
You know, those who non-devotees, then they have big problem. Those who leave this world in the mode of goodness go to heavenly planet. Those who pass away in the mode of passion remain in this world of human being. And those dying in the mode of ignorance must go to hell. But those who are free from the influence of all the modes of nature come to me. See the difference? Yes?
Yes, bro.
Come from devotees are in different categories. Hmm? Understand? Hmm?
But bro, actually, okay, if a devotee in the beginning is a devotee, at the end of his life, maybe like going to that time, he's not a devotee. Maybe he leave everything. He's not following the regulative principles. Then he's not chanting. So, what's his position at the time of death?
Hmm. So this is what happens to a person, a devotee. Hmm? So the same question you're asking, what happens? What happens if he does, Arjuna is asking this question, same as you. Almighty Krishna, does not such a man who is bewildered from the path of transcendence falls away from both spiritual and material success and perish like a raven cloud with no position in sphere? Hmm? Arjuna say, Oh Krishna, what is the destination of the unsuccessful transcendentalists who in the beginning takes to the process of self-realization with faith, but who later decease due to worldly mindedness and thus does not attain perfection in mysticism? Yes, your question, no?
Yes, bro.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because anyone who take up this process, there's no loss for him. See? The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, O son of Prita, transcendentalists engage in auspicious activity does not meet with distraction either in this world or in the spiritual world. One who does good, my friend, is never overcome by evil. You see, Krishna is saying there's no loss for him, no?
That's true.
Yes.
Yep.
So, the unsuccessful yogi, after many years of enjoyment on the planets of the pious living entity, is born into a family of righteous people or into family of rich aristocracy. So you will come back here, take birth in the, some devotee family, or some rich man's family to carry on again.
That's true.
Understand? And
Yep.
somebody falls down after long time practicing and then he fell down, then he will take birth in the family of transcendentalists. That means very high grade devotees, no?
That's true.
Only such birth is rare in this world. Right? Huh? And then again, on taking such a birth, he revives the divine consciousness of his previous life and again tries to make further progress in order to achieve complete success. O son of Kuru. So without even trying, he eventually become a by virtue of the divine consciousness of previous life, he automatically become attracted to the yogi principle, even without seeking them. Such an inquisitive transcendentalist stands so always above the ritualistic principle of the scriptures. So there's no loss, no? After long time practice, you fall down, you go and take birth in high grade devotee family.
That's true.
For those people who practice short while and they give up, they go to heaven and then they enjoy and then they come back.
Yeah.
See? And yogi engages himself with sincere endeavor in making further progress in of all contamination, then ultimately achieving perfection. After many births of practice, he attains the supreme goal. See, it is not something like overnight, Correct?
That's true.
If you take up this mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Prabhupada, yes, this life, finish, you go back.
That's true.
Fortunate. Correct?
That's true.
Is it clear?
That's true.
The other conscious, what is that? In three modes of mental nature applies to non-devotee also. Yeah. Three modes of mental nature, not only devotees, they apply to non-devotees, they apply also. Non-devotees are above the modes. If they practice, they go beyond the modes. But non-devotees are completely caught in the modes of mental nature. Understand? Everyone is forced to act helplessly according to the qualities as acquired from the modes of mental nature. Therefore, no one can refrain from doing something, not even for a moment. Yes? Hello?
Yes, Prabhu.
Understand? No one can escape the modes of mental nature. That's why with the mercy of Guru and Krishna, we can then overcome these modes of mental nature. That's why the devotees are the only ones who can be free from the modes of mental nature. Because they have taken shelter of Guru and Krishna, no? Only by
Yes.
service we can go beyond the mode of mental nature. One who engages in unalloyed devotional service to the Lord understands the modes of mental nature and is immediately elevated to the spiritual platform. Yes.
Yes.
Whereas the person who does not perform devotional service, he cannot escape moksha. Impossible. Yes. Hmm? Why Bhagavad Gita, Krishna also said, Devesya gunamai mamamaya turatyaya mameva prapatyante. Divine energy of mind consisting of the three modes of nature is difficult to overcome. But those who unto me can easily cross beyond it. Nobody else can go above the modes, only the devotees. That also they must practice under the guidance of the spiritual master.
Yes.
They cannot. Hmm? Yes.
Yes, Prabhu.
Hmm. Is it clear?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu.
I came across one person who was chanting and following all the regulated principles from the last 3 years. I asked whether you are initiated or not. He said no, I don't want to take because after initiation I have to follow strict rules and race. And I said as I am chanting, I am sure I will be getting human life, not animal life. That I am confident in. What sort of life will he be getting in the next life, Prabhu? Oh, my friend, it's very serious. Huh? Yeah? So you can quote him this verse. Huh? Can you read this? Who asked me this?
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Please accept my humble obeisance. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Unless one is initiated by a bona fide spiritual master, all his devotional activities are useless. A person who is not properly initiated can be descend again into the animal species. Yes, Prabhu.
Can you send him this?
Yes, Prabhu. I'll share this. Yes, Prabhu.
This is from the Vishnu Yamala.
Yes, Prabhu.
Speculating this guy.
Yes, Prabhu.
Correct?
Yes, Prabhu.
You don't have guru, how you can progress spiritually?
Yes, Prabhu. I tried to explain, but he was like, I don't want to follow because if I will be going out, so it will be difficult for me to take prasadam and all these. He was making excuse, and even her mother was very proud that he's chanting from last 3 years, following all the regulative principles. So I didn't like I discussed much, and I end the conversation there only.
Anyway, you can show him the verses.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes. You can see here also. You see this verse?
Yes, Prabhu. Translation. The mind is like an impetuous horse that even person who have regulated their senses and breath cannot control. Those in the world who try to tempt the uncontrolled mind, but who abandon the feet of their spiritual master, encounter hundreds of obstacles in their cultivation of various distressful practice. O unborn Lord, they are like merchants on a boat in the ocean who have failed to employ a hellish man.
Helmsman. Helmsman means the one who navigates the ship, no?
Yes, Prabhu. Sorry, Prabhu.
If you try to control the boat without the help of a captain and all that, how you can make progress? Huh?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes?
Yes, Prabhu.
You see, Rupa Goswami is saying, if you want to make advancement in spiritual life, huh, then these three things is a must. Four things is a must. See, Srila Rupa Goswami has delineated there's four preliminary requisites for advancement for the sincere disciple. Guru Pada Ashraya Tasmat Krishna Diksha Adi Shikshanam Vishrambena Guru Seva Sadhu Vatmanu Anuvartanam. Accepting the shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord, of a bona fide spiritual master. Second, becoming initiated by the spiritual master and learning how to discharge devotional service from him. Number 4, obeying the orders of the spiritual master with faith and devotion. 4, following in the footsteps of great acharyas, teachers under the direction of the spiritual master. One who has executed his preliminary duties is qualified to relish the Srimad Bhagavatam. Yes?
Yes, Prabhu.
So you can see how this man is completely confused. Huh? He doesn't want to surrender. He thinks he can chant simply in his own thing, no?
Yes, Prabhu.
Correct?
Yes, Prabhu.
It says that one must Sagurum eva bigachat. Prabhupada quote this verse many times, from the Upanishads. Huh? If you don't take shelter of the Guru, you cannot make progress. It says you must. You can. It doesn't say you can or maybe or no. You must. Huh? Dear Rupa Goswami also saying. So this man is listening to whom? Huh?
Prabhu, he's from ISKCON, and her mother used to do daily garland seva. So last Sunday I went to ISKCON and I met her mother, and she said my son is also chanting but he's not initiated. So I asked her, like, because she was discussing about ISKCON only, and she was telling what's going on in ISKCON, like the things. So I said, like, I introduced her ISKM, and then she said, you can talk to my son. And I when I started the conversation, and I told him that you can join ISKM, like, if you feel uh, uh, then he said, no, I don't want to take initiation, and I'm very confident that I will be getting human life, like not animal life. And I tried to convince, but he was like strict to his words. So I said, like, I felt I should go from there. So I went away.
The guy is, stubborn, ignorant, You understand?
Yes, Prabhu.
So a person who is not following Shastra, then it says in the Bhagavad Gita, no? Correct? For one who disregards Shastric injunction, for him can get neither perfection, happiness, nor the supreme destination. Correct? Yes.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
So he is speculating, correct? He who disregards, he who discards spiritual injunctions and acts according to his own whims, attain neither perfection nor happiness nor the supreme destination.
Yes, Prabhu.
Hmm? So this guy
Yes,
is speculating. He think he can make it without Guru?
yes, Prabhu.
Yes.
Yes, Prabhu.
He's going to ISKCON, that explains.
Yes,
ISKCON
Prabhu.
can go onward, correct?
Yes, Prabhu.
Huh? Yes. He doesn't want to surrender, that's the main thing. You understand?
Yes, Prabhu.
Chanting, I doubt he's chanting 16 rounds also. He may be chanting because his mother asked him to do, no? You follow?
Yes, Prabhu, but her mother is not chanting.
Oh, he's
I,
chanting.
he's chanting. Prabhu is chanting, but her mother is not chanting.
Mother is not chanting.
Prabhu.
I'm sure they're not eating also prasadam and all that.
They are eating prasadam, Prabhu, but not sure like they are offering first to Krishna or not. But they are taking prasadam from the temple. I saw them.
Are you sure they're eating Krishna prasadam at home? You don't know, no?
That I'm not sure, Prabhu, that they are taking or not. But rest they are following, they said.
Think like this and all that, that means you are contaminated, no? Correct? One boy
Yes,
was
Prabhu.
asking me a question yesterday, I think he said, Prabhu, I am trying very hard, I cannot chant more than one round. Although I'm trying and trying. So I said, are you eating, what kind of food you eating? He says, I am eating food cooked by mother and she is not a vegetarian. So that explains, the moment you eat contaminated food, you won't be able to chant. Yes?
Yes, Prabhu. I
Hmm.
got it, Prabhu.
When a person is contaminated consciousness, then you'll be attracted to materialistic kind of a living, no?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
Oh, you have to learn how to follow the rules and regulations. Actually, the main thing is that if you don't have a guru, it is not going to work, no? Not possible. Spiritual life without guru is not possible.
Yes, Prabhu.
Hmm?
Even Prabhu, yes, Prabhu. Even her mother was saying, like she asked me a few questions and regarding prasadam also. So she said, what all you offer? I said everything. Whatever I prepare, I offer. And so she said offerings are like we offer according to our like and dislike. Like we offer uh, anything, like even fast food also to Krishna. Uh, so she was like against offering also. Like we are not offering according to Krishna. We are offering to our dislike and likes.
Or is it
Yes, Prabhu.
offering to your requirement? But Krishna has to accept, no?
Yes, Prabhu.
Offering you are going to give to Krishna, right?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes. And Krishna has to accept, isn't it?
Yes, Prabhu.
Huh? If
Yes,
Krishna don't accept, then what is the use of your offering? Huh?
yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
You offer to Krishna in the first place? Huh? Why you offer? Why do
Sorry,
you
Prabhu.
Krishna? Tell me. Why do you offer to Krishna? Devotees of the Lord are released from all kinds of sins because they eat food which is offered first for sacrifice. Yes? Why you offer?
Yes,
Because Krishna will purify the food, no?
yes, Prabhu.
Others who prepare food for personal sense enjoyment verily eat only sins. Correct? Yes or no?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
So you offer according to your terms, huh? And you accept Krishna to accept it, no? Yes, correct.
Yes, Prabhu.
Even very opulent presentation do not satisfy me if they are offered by non-devotees. Hello? This fast food and all that are cooked by who? Devotees.
Yes, Prabhu.
Huh?
Yes, Prabhu.
So they buy some fast food cooked by devotees. Huh? Hello?
Yes, Prabhu.
I doubt. Hmm? Huh?
Yes, yes, Prabhu.
No, her question is, Prabhu, if devotees, what that person's mother is saying is, we devotees also sometimes cook for ourselves and offer to Krishna. So that's why she is not. She's against offering prasadam, offering to Krishna also. Is it correct, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhu. She's against. Like we offer according to our like and dislike to
That,
Krishna.
that's what she's saying, is it?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, okay. So that Mataji is saying that we devotees also offer whatever we like to cook, and we cook and offer.
But who's stopping you for that?
Yeah.
You cook anything you like, you cook, but first offer to Krishna. Krishna says, whatever you do it as an offering to me, no? Correct? Yes?
Prabhu.
Yes, sir.
But if you buy from the non-devotees, then you cannot offer. Right?
Yes, Prabhu.
Suppose they go and buy some fast food from the shop and try to offer that, that is not allowed, no?
Yes, Prabhu, that is not allowed.
You understand?
Yes, Prabhu.
It has to come from a devotee who cooks, for the pleasure of the Lord, then that's all right. Yes?
Yes, Prabhu.
So these people, they don't have full training, you understand? They need to get trained up, I think, you understand?
Yes, Prabhu.
Now you can see what their standard, and you can see our standard, correct?
Yes, Prabhu.
Although she is in the temple doing a lot of seva and all that, nobody seems to be teaching her anything. Correct?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
So I guess you can help her, you help her. If she don't want to listen, what can you do?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes?
Yes, Prabhu.
Is it clear?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
What is the next question? In Bhagavad Gita 2.14, in the proper discharge of duty, one has to learn to tolerate non-permanent appearance, the experience of happiness and distress. Meanwhile, in Bhagavad Gita 18, the Lord Krishna said, you give up all work or duty, surrender to me. So how we can understand this point? Please enlighten this statement. So as a devotee, when you surrender to Krishna, you have to also learn how to be tolerant, how to, be patient, how to be enthusiastic. Doesn't mean that you surrender to Krishna, you don't require all these things. No. A devotee, he says here in this verse, that a devotee, who tolerates, in the meanwhile is doing his devotional service, he tolerates, then he actually becomes candidate for going back to Godhead. Because he is learning how to tolerate, no? Yes? So it's very important. So automatically when you become a devotee, all these qualities manifest in the devotee, See here, tattenu kampasu samikshmano bunjanameva atmakritam vipakam tatvak vapubir vidadana namaste jivetayo muktipada sadayabhak. My dear Lord, one who earnestly waits for you to bestow your costless mercy upon him, all the while patiently suffering the reaction of his past misdeed and offering you respectful obeisance to body, mind and word, is surely eligible for liberation, for it has become his rightful claim. So these are the qualifications, of one who actually is making spiritual progress, In fact, one of the qualities of the devotee is that he is tolerant. So this is explained in this verse. See? Titikshah karunaikaha suhirda sarvadehinam ajata satrava santa sadhava sadhu bhushanaha. So the symptom of a sadhu that he is tolerant, merciful and friendly to all living entities. He has no enemies, he is peaceful, he abides by the scriptures, and all his characteristics are sublime. So you see the word sadhu is what? Huh? Tolerant. Yes. So in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is teaching Arjuna the first thing that you must learn how to be tolerant. Huh? If you don't know how to be tolerant, then how you can get the spiritual strength? Because in the material world, everything will go topsy-turvy. That's a test of faith, If things go wrong, whether you're keeping your faith or not, that is the question. Yes? Correct. If you simply, act like a big devotee but not tolerant, not patient, not everything, then how you can sustain yourself spiritually? Huh? When situated in such a position, one is never shaken even in the midst of greatest difficulty. This is indeed actual freedom from all miseries arising from material contact. So devotee means is learning how to become detached. How to become detached unless he tolerates? Is it clear? Hello?
Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhu.
Huh?
Yes, Prabhu.
So you understand?
Yes, Prabhu. Understand.
Recently met one person in temple, and although she was engaged in many services at the temple but didn't want to accept Prabhupada as the spiritual master, she clearly saying Prabhupada cannot give us initiation. That's not possible. So Prabhuji, what will happen to such people who, although doing many service but not accepting Prabhupada, how can we try to make them understand? Well, if you show them the tape, how Prabhupada said, the time of how to do initiation, particularly when he is no more here. Prabhupada said, I am appointing some people as Ritvik representative. And is that called Ritvik Acharya? Yeah, Prabhupada said, Ritvik, yes. Yes or not? Hello? Hello? Is the person there who asked me the question?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
You understand? In the May 28 conversation, our Ritvik video, correct?
Yes, Prabhuji.
You show her. You see here, Prabhupada said, Ritvik. Prabhupada said, I will accept July 9 letter. So if Prabhupada said yes, how you can say no? Yes or not?
Yes, Prabhuji.
I don't think this person want to listen in the first place. Yeah? Huh? Is this person want to listen? They won't listen, no?
Yeah, Prabhuji, like mostly they're very adamant to hear like something if we try to explain them Prabhupada instructions.
You can show her this verse. If you say that you don't accept, no problem. Huh? But Krishna will accept. So what do you say about that? Right? O Lord, who resemble the shining sun, you are always ready to fulfill the desire of your devotee, and therefore you are known as a desire tree, Vancha Kalpataru. When acharyas completely take shelter under your lotus feet in order to cross the fierce ocean on his sign, they leave behind the earth a method by which they cross, and because you are very merciful to other devotees, you accept this method to help them. Yes?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So Prabhupada has given us this method to cross the ocean by taking all of us to become his disciple, and Krishna will accept. Then why are you saying you cannot accept? You are more than Krishna? Hello?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Huh? Yes or not?
Yes.
Right or not? You accept this method to help them? Correct?
Yes.
So this person is crazy. Huh? Correct? Yes or not?
Yes, absolutely.
Prabhupada is saying here, he is the Acharya in the Sampradaya. Huh? He is Acharya Sampradaya, authorized to make these changes. See? Acharya Sampradaya is strictly bona fide. Huh? Therefore, one must accept Acharya Sampradaya, otherwise one's endeavor will be futile. Correct? Yes?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So if she is not willing to listen, then what to do? Correct?
Yes.
You give her the book, the I-77 book, you can give it to her. We have also in Hindi and all that, correct?
Yeah, yes, Prabhuji.
Better to give that book, they can read, no? Yes? Yes or not?
Yes, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, but they treat us like as if we are doing something different, what they people are doing. So they don't always want to hear us.
No, that's how they teach them, They tell them that the Ritvik has no parampara, the Ritvik has no guru. They say all the wrong things.
Yeah.
Understand? So these people, because they are in the temple, they definitely will listen to the authorities, correct?
Yes.
Yes or not?
Yes, Prabhuji.
They say, oh, they have no parampara. Yeah, they say Prabhupada is a guru. Now Prabhupada died already. Who is the next person? They say like that. Correct? So people are always accustomed to seeing a guru means they have to go there and touch his feet and get his asirvad and all that. Correct?
Yeah, right.
So they think this is the system and we are telling to go to Prabhupada and Prabhupada is not physically here, no? Yes?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So because they don't read, because they don't know what is spiritual life, they get confused. You understand?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So you must be able to speak to them, preach to them, Ask them to read the book, that's the best.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, sorry to interrupt Prabhu, but the devotees from the same temple, from ISKCON Parthsarthi. So we,
Delhi.
yes Prabhu. So we Bhaktins used to go and we try to meet like on weekends. So whenever we go, we face such things, Prabhu, there in ISKCON.
So what I didn't understand, wherever you go, what happens?
We hear such things like recent, like Mataji shared. So we hear such things.
You go there and say that Prabhupada is the guru, is it? What do you say?
Actually, Prabhu, they were asking that are we initiated? So I told them, yeah, I recently got initiated. So they said, who initiated you? So I said, Prabhupada. So they said, it's not possible because Prabhupada cannot give us initiation. Like she said it some 3-4 times, the same line, that Prabhupada cannot give us initiation. So how come you got initiation? Like she said, it's not at all possible.
So why don't you show her the July 9 letter?
Actually, then they treat us like as if we are doing something very different and they are completely following the rules. So they don't want to further listen to us.
No, but why don't you show them the evidence that Prabhupada said how to do initiation, particularly he is no longer here with us?
Yes, Prabhuji.
You should show the evidences, unless you show how a person will accept. Correct? Yes or not?
Yes.
There's a July 9 letter, there's Prabhupada's will, there's his May 28 conversation. There's so many evidences. What he said, how to do initiation, correct?
Yes.
So if Prabhupada said and Prabhupada signed the letter, then who are you to say no? Hello?
Yes, Prabhuji.
You must preach. If you don't, you have the book IA 77 there with you?
Not yet, Prabhu, but I'll get it soon.
You don't have that book?
Not the physical form, like I have it in my phone.
Yeah, so you go and print it, make a PDF format copy,
Prabhuji.
and then you carry it with you in your bag until you get the original copy. I think if you ask, I'm sure devotees, even what's his name, Akshay or somebody will have a copy, no? Correct?
Sure, I'll check with him.
In Hindi, you can get from them, no? Yes?
Yes.
You take one of these copy or few copies, and whenever the person is questioning like that, you show them the book and you show them the July 9 letter and all that. It's written by Prabhupada. How you can say? Correct?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So unless you show the evidence, who is going to accept? Yes, Sanatan Das has in Hindi, you can ask him to send a copy to you, a few copies to you.
Yeah, sure, Prabhuji.
So he says there in the chat, if anyone wants, please contact me. There, he has got all the copies. You carry about 10 copies with you, and then whoever is asking question, you ask them to read this. You show them the evidence. Yes?
Yes, definitely, Prabhuji.
So in that way, you will be able to convince them. Yes?
Yes, Prabhuji, I'll try.
Yeah, if a person don't want to listen to what Prabhupada said, then you can say how you can make spiritual advancement. The whole movement is based on Prabhupada, no? Yes?
Yes, absolutely.
You need to speak to them, no?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So what is the next question?
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Does association means physical or mental? Can we do service with the ISKCON devotees as they are offenders? So if you go to these people and associate with them, then you get implicated, no? Right? If you go to such people and associate, then you get into trouble. A wise person should not enter an assembly if he knows the participants there are committing acts of impropriety. And if having entered such an assembly he fails to speak the truth, speaks falsely or pleads ignorance, he will certainly incur sin. So can you go and do service there? Hello? Hello? Who asked this question?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Can you do?
No, Prabhu.
You cannot. You get implicated.
So, Prabhu, we should not visit ISKCON also.
What?
We should not visit ISKCON temple also.
I didn't understand what you said.
So, Prabhu, can we visit ISKCON temple or not? Because they are always filled with these people.
And all that, but if you want to go and work with them and talk with them and associate with them, that's not so good, no? Yes?
Prabhu.
Can see here. You want to read this?
Yes, Prabhu. Friendship should be cemented between persons with mutual interests and understanding. Such persons are said to be swajati, of the same caste. The devotee should avoid a person whose character is not fixed in the standard understanding Even though he may be a Vaishnava or a devotee of Krishna, if his character is not correctly representative, then he should be avoided. One should steadily control the senses and the mind and strictly follow the rules and regulations. And he should make friendship with persons of the same standard.
So what do you think? Huh?
We should not associate.
This is the order of Prabhupada. If you go, then you'll get to become friendly, and then you think they are okay, we okay, everybody okay. Huh? Hello? Yes?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. Even Krishna also said, if a person who is not following the orders of the spiritual master, and that means of the Shastra, then he is implicated. Correct?
Yes, Prabhu.
So we should be very careful, Of course, you can go there, take darshan and all that, but to go and associate. The Shruti and Smriti literatures are to be understood as my injunctions, and one who violates such code is to be understood as violating my will and thus opposing me. Although such person may claim to be my devotee, he is not actually a Vaishnava. Hello?
Yes, Prabhu.
So you go, but you be careful, correct?
So, Prabhuji, we can do service by not talking with them
How
like that. We can do.
how to do service without not talking to them? You can always do another service, no? You can always get your books and go and preach or whatever, no? Yes?
Yes, Prabhu.
Correct?
Yes,
Go there and associate with them, you're implicated, no?
yes, Prabhu.
Correct?
Yes,
No. You start, you get some books, you go out, preach, make devotees, make a group, and then from there you increase. That's where you staying?
Pune.
Huh?
Pune.
Pune. You start a temple in Pune. Start a small group, correct?
Yes, sir.
Get the books and go out, and then you preach, you make a group, and then all can go out and preach also. Slowly start. And then you can have a place, they can meet together, chant Hare Krishna. Yes?
Yes, sir.
But if you go there, you will be definitely first day no problem, second day, third day they start noticing you, and then they will start talking to you and getting you all worked out. If you are not strong, you can fall down. Yes.
Yes, sir.
So you have to be careful. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions?
So, Prabhuji, in that paragraph I read, so it was about the same standard, but if there is a devotee from Hare Krishna movement who is following the Ritvik system also, but they are less sincere, or so we should not associate with them also.
Yeah,
So,
they are also off track. You better just stick to ISKM.
yes,
Yes.
yes,
They are teaching something else. Ours is different. We are very strictly following Prabhupada.
yes, Prabhuji.
So you stick to ISKM, and I'm sure there's some other people in Pune. Is anybody else coming from Pune, if someone knows? Or you associate online for now until you get Krishna, give some more association. Yes?
Yes, Prabhuji. Same.
So you talk. So many devotees are doing so many online classes and all that. Then you go on that, you talk. And then you can preach also. You take some books, you go. Yes?
Yes, Prabhuji.
You don't have to go and be with all this kind of people. You get all yourself contaminated. Why?
Yes,
Hmm. Right. So try to open up something in Pune. That will be very good.
yes, Prabhuji.
Any
Still
other?
not,
No?
still not on that platform. Still not so strong.
I didn't hear well. What you saying?
Prabhuji, I'm not that much strong now that doing so many services.
Well, you have to become strong. How long you want to be weak? And Yadodeka, Tareka, Krishna, anybody can do that, no? Whoever you meet, you talk about Krishna. What's the problem? Yes?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Ah, you're not going to speak your speculation. Whatever you learn, you speak. Huh? Not
Yes,
everybody walking on the road is a big pandit or scholar, no? Correct?
yes, Prabhuji.
So you speak to them, whatever you understood, and make them chant. That's the basic, no? Correct?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Anyone can do that. Yes.
Yes.
So you do that, you just speak and you teach them whatever you learn, and that way you try to help them.
Yes.
So don't worry whether you are strong or not strong. By preaching, you become strong actually. Correct?
Yes.
Preaching, you become very dear to Prabhupada and Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you for motivating.
That's the best way actually. Because if you say, I'm not strong, when you become strong? You'll never become strong if you're sitting at home and doing nothing. Yes?
Yes.
So you try,
Prabhu, I little bit preach in my hostel to my rooms.
Your
And they have started taking interest in reading Bhagavad Gita. So I daily send them messages because they don't want to read books. So I started sending them messages daily, 1 or 2 verses.
You started reading the book, Bhagavad Gita.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So you make a group, You can also do online also. So many things you can do, no? Correct?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So you learn from other devotees how they are preaching. Everybody is doing something, I see. So why not just do in your what town? Correct?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So just do whatever you can, you do, and Krishna will give you intelligence to expand, no?
Yes, Prabhuji.
But you say I have to wait until I become strong. When will that be? Correct?
Yes.
So, okay, any more questions? Anyone has anything else?
Any comments from anybody else? If somebody have joined newly, you can introduce yourself.
I guess everybody deserved, huh? Okay, we don't want to disturb you. Thank you very much for giving me a chance to be with you all. I hope
Thanks, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
not disturb.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam, Jai Shila Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Thanks. Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you so much for your support.
Thanks, Prabhu.